there isn't any other place on earth this could happen.
Summernats is definitely the holy grail of everything that sort of happens throughout the year.
We fry tyres, that's how it all started. We loved it, yeah.
This particular piece of bitumen is, without a doubt, it's the holy grail of burnout pads.
It's all about smoke, so instant smoke, constant smoke, continuous revs is a big thing for me.
You can't learn how to be a car guy. It's something that's born into you, I think. In the middle, you got blood, sweat and tears, and mate, that's basically what it was all about. 8.5 years of torture, but it pays off in the end.
They're not the bogans that everyone thinks they are, To play in this game, there's quite a lot of successful, very intelligent people.
This is the best car show in the world. There are lots of other events now, but Summernats remains the number one.
Just the amount of people that are in the crowd, just the amount of cars that turn up.
You just got to love cars, no matter how old you are.
I think people have learned to have fun and keep it within the boundaries.
It's energy, it's excitement, it's vibrance. There's always something happening all around the place. It's just a lot of fun to come to.
I mean, it's just like coming into a huge party.
I suppose I've always liked cars. I've always liked going fast in the cars and understanding how they work.
It's just something people want to do, people love to look at. Who knows where it's going to go?
You're watching Summernats 27!
Don't put that in, eh?
Horsepower rules.
Street Machine. If you don't read Street Machine, follow their YouTube channel or visit their website for great content. What are you doing with your life? Nothing. That's what you're doing. For all the latest on all things Street Machine, visit your local newsagent, buy a magazine subscription on their website now. They got all sorts of mad stuff. Turbo taxis, LS powered MX-5s, and the best street machines Australia has to offer. Do it now.
.5 FM, here we go with Radio Revhead, proudly supported by Canberra's own 104.7 FM. And Thursday, Thursdays used to be a setup day, but not anymore. Thursdays, it is all happening. One of the bigger events, one of my favourite parts of the event is the new Shannon City Cruise down Northbourne Ave. There are 200 vehicles invited to this event and it's going to be awesome. And the big one, the My Quick Buddy Wildcard Burnouts. There are 3 wildcard entries into the Burnout Masters. We have 25 cars that are shooting out for those 3 spots. This is Summernats. We are here, Summernats 27. Thanks to Street Machine Magazine, proudly supported by Rare Spares. Let's get into it.
My name's James Kiwi. I'm here today on behalf of Summernats to run the City Cruise for today. Something I've been doing for 3 years now. I'm looking forward to it.
City Cruise was introduced to Street Machine Magazine Summernats about 3 years ago. I think it's a fantastic way to show Canberra that Street Machine Magazine Summernats is in town. They'll have around about 200 vehicles, cruise on down Northbourne Avenue, do a loop at London Circle and come back up here to Exhibition Park. A fantastic way. There's an awesome crowd lining the streets.
I like the City Cruise because you get to get out on the street and, you know, let the people enjoy it that don't usually get to see them.
Yeah, it's amazing all the spectators come out that aren't also coming to the event, and just people who want to see the cool cars out in the City Cruise. It's really nice for them.
Well, this is the first year I've actually done it. Last year I was still working on a car trying to get it done, so it'll be good doing the City Cruise this year, I reckon.
My name's Belle. I'm from Central Coast and I'm driving a factory-issued XY 4x4 ute. Being a female as well, it's pretty much male-dominated sort of sport. So I guess for the public to see as well, they can see there's chicks doing it and we love it and it's getting bigger. So yeah, I love that the public see it.
Yeah, they used to run a City Cruise on a Saturday night in Canberra, and unfortunately it wasn't really participated by the right social demographic, I think. So what they had to do is basically stop it. The situation now is that there's some really good risk management and governance processes in place.
Certainly in the last couple of years we've seen behaviour improve over previous years. There's always the occasional people who want to do burnouts and they want to play up. We've quite a few police out and about at the moment for this event and over the weekend, and if people step out of line, we can accommodate them.
And today's really about showing the people of Canberra, in particular along Northbourne, those officers, families can come along, have a listen to what the cars sound like and see what they look like, and really give a bit of an insight to what they're going to see this weekend.
Welcome to the Shannon's Cities Cruise. It's a very easy route to get from here into the city and back. Follow the car in front, that's it. Don't think, just drive.
I don't know, I love the cars. That's all there is to it. I'm not one of these chicks that come down just to get Miss Summernats modelling around and stuff. I'm actually into the cars.
My name's Aaron Mackley and I'm here judging the burnouts at Summernats 27.
Jason Bean, commentator here at Summernats.
So this is the Quick Buddy wild card. There's an opportunity for 20 guys to come out and have a crack for 3 positions in the Masters on Saturday.
The field this afternoon that we're about to see on day one is unbelievable. The quality is equivalent to what we would expect to see on the Sunday show in the Masters. You know, you've got the likes of defending champion Peter Gramuza, who has changed his car from last year, so he doesn't automatically get selected into the Masters. He's got to re-qualify. He's at risk this afternoon.
I have to re-qualify. Yeah, it's a big field. It's probably just as good as the Masters. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're good enough to make it through this, you'll be good enough to make it through the Masters. So you know, as long as I get the smash set of tyres off, you know, I'm happy.
The likes of Jake Myers. Now, young Jake, of course, son of Gary and Debbie Myers.
Yeah, mate, he's growing up around the burnout scene, so been to a lot of burnout parties and been passenger for quite a few years now.
Well, last year I actually was going to enter, but obviously I was too young, I was on my L's, so obviously I had to wait a year, so I got my P's now. So yeah, I'm just coming out with the new injected small block, so it'll be good. Instant smoke, pop both tyres and get the crowd going, really.
The thing that judges like to see, and from what you hear, is consistent RPM, instant smoke, driver control, driver ability, popping the tyres, continuous, all that sort of stuff. It's an opinion of a judge, and whether the judge, in the back of his mind likes, doesn't like, whether it's a car, an entrant, the style of skid that you do, whether it's high speed, whether it's on the brake a lot, whether it's, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And I suppose different judges have different opinions in what they like and don't like and how they like it to be,
You've got to look for smoke. It's all about smoke. So instant smoke, constant smoke, continuous revs is a big thing for me, and just put on a good show. Just if the crowd likes it, then it's probably a good burnout. Things to look for something spectacular like a big tip-in.
What's tip-in? Tip-in is pretty much off the line. Take your foot off the brake and go without the brake until you hit the pad, and sort of like turn to the left or to the right, and just keep it off the wall. Yeah, mate, the crowd likes the big tip-ins, so that's what I give them.
Get really close to the wall, maybe a little bit of a fire, just adds a bit to the spectacle. What's going on out here today, the pad's really sticky. There's a lot of cars that have been out, put a lot of rubber down, so these cars that are following after the cars that have already been out are really struggling to turn the tyres, so it really adds to the element of the difficulty of driving the car. So they're big horsepower things to start with, but the extra rubber on the pad just makes it even harder. The one thing for me is big revs. If you give us big, consistent revs, then it's certainly going to score very well, I would have
Jake Myers, his very first time, he's 17 years old, his very first time doing a skid here at the Summernats, and he has made it into the Masters. A father-son in the Masters, that's going to be a first. Justin Brown from WA in Wanna Go, he is absolutely awesome to watch. He put on an awesome show, and Steve Nogas in the Killer Bee Camaro. Three great contenders, and they're going to be really good, really tough contenders for the competition to come.
Dad. Got a Holden, got a Ford, got a Chrysler. Do you have a sick VL, a Hectic VK, a VB, a VC, a Mang VN, an XW, an XY, an XT, an XA, an XC, a Tory, a Rana? Yes, I know they're the same thing. Whatever you got. If it's rare, Rare Spares do bits for it. So if you love bits and bobs and pieces and parts, visit their website for a full catalogue and more. More bits, more bobs, more parts, more pieces. All of it.
rsp.net.au.
Good morning to you. Trust you didn't do it too large last night. It's 20 to 8 Friday morning. Well done to Jake Myers, to Justin Brown and to Steve Nogas. The three winners from yesterday got their wildcard ticket into the Liqua Moly Burnout Masters, and that's on this afternoon. Get out and about and enjoy it.
You got my good side?
We're back. Friday morning, Summernats 27. People are streaming in, cars are cruising. Yesterday was absolutely huge with the My Quit Buddy wildcard burnouts. but it just seems even more exciting every year that we get back here. We've just announced that we're doing our first proper Summernats in Malaysia. 10 cars from the Australian Summernats are going to be taken over to show our Asian mates what Aussie horsepower muscle is all about. So we couldn't be happy, and we're just looking forward to the rest of the 3 days here.
I'm looking for 10 cars, which they're taking over. They're looking at obviously winners from different sections, but also some real wow cars that they would have never seen in those countries. So how exciting is all that? Great.
All the people here are the ones who buy the tickets, and the guys and girls who are driving the cars. They're the ones who put the show on. You know, we create the environment, or our great team at the Summernats makes this event happen for them, but we'd be nothing without them.
Yeah, mate, so we're boys from Blackwater in central Queensland. Just come here for a good time, mate. Most of the lads, it's their first nats, so showing them a good time. I've done 3. T-Rex has done 2. It's the best shit, man. We'll definitely be back. It's going to be yearly from now on.
Hey, mate.
I'm Mark Gibbons, I'm from Queensland. We do a lot of burnouts up there at Mad As Burnouts, and we thought we'd come down to Canberra for the weekend and have a bit of fun. I've been down 3 times previous with mates' cars and that, and just bringing my own car for the first time. It's a 1950 International truck on a HQ 1-tonner chassis with a LS1 Turbo 400 on nitrous. We're camped here for the weekend, so we'll be here having lots of fun.
Oh, I'm Ray, come from Queensland, put this old HG, done it up, thought I'd bring it down to Summernats, a bit of a, see what they thought about it.
My name is Jeff. I'm from Sydney, originally from the country. When I first started to come to Summernats, I was from the country, and now back in Sydney. We come down with a heap of mates every year and just enjoy ourselves and cruise around. I've been coming to Summernats since day one. Before this, it was called the Street Machine Nationals. Now, since it's changed to Summernats, I've kept coming back. Well, it's changed over the years compared to the early days when there was quite a bit of trouble, and nowadays it's organised trouble. You know what I mean? There's no bad things happen anymore, and it's just a good place to be and enjoy the cars.
I'm Ainsley. I'm Belinda. And we're at Summernats 27, cruising and enjoying the sun. Beautiful day. It's a Holden 1-tonner, and it's a divorce maker because it nearly cost us my marriage.
Give the van a rev. Come on, mate, rev her up. Let's go. Come on. Yeah.
Nathan Ockers from Thilmere. I'm a coal miner. Thilmere Friars started a long time ago, probably about 95, between 95 and 96. It's a whole group of blokes out our way that love tough street style cars. You know, front runners, big fats, big engines, heaps of noise, heaps of chrome, and that's how we got our name. We're all from Thilmere, and we love to fry tyres. The coolest thing about Summernats is they're letting us get away with a few skids. And you get to party with your mates, man, for 4 days. You know, you don't have to worry about nothing. Summernats has brought us all back together, and it's mad. It's just like a reunion. Everybody's always, remember when we done this, remember when we done that, remember when he done this, and that's how it is. Yeah, we're all good mates. You know, everybody loves each other, and they'll always, somebody's car, something happens to it, bang, there'll be a whole bunch of blokes there. What's wrong with it? We'll fix it, we'll sort it. Tools, a lot, parts, anything. Everybody always helps each other in our club, yeah. So it's really good. We've got my brother-in-law's Monaro. The green Falcon is Ricardo's, which I bought down here and originally owned and built back in 1990 to 92 was when I first regoed it. That's my other brother-in-law, Danny, the white XT. He's spent a lot of money and time in the last 3 months, getting it looking smick for Summernats. That's Mick Duggan. He's related through my brother-in-law's wife, and that's he's just bought billet. We've got Marto over there with the blue XY. His brothers have got, Cressy's got the yellow HG Fryhard, which won Tough Street. So, and his other brother's got a real tough 400 small block HG as well. So it's all in the family, yeah. So that's a few of the cars. Spud's little blown HK here, street car that he drives around, and a few of them have disappeared.
My name's Lisa Chinnock, I'm from Hobart in Tasmania, and my vehicle is the 1986 XF Falcon. The only thing this car hasn't won is Grand Champion. The build time on the car probably goes back about 12 years. You know, we had a drawing that we tried to keep to that original drawing, and then over the last 4 or 5 years is when we got really serious about it and had a couple of people working on doing the construction of the car. No, it's not just standard Falcon. Obviously these cars came out as a 4-door, and so what we've done to the car is done a 2-door suicide doors, as you can see. It's had a roof chop. The bonnet opens the opposite way. There's a lot of custom work, not just in the construction side as in the 2-door side of it. There is also in the brackets that are made up, the exhaust, the engine that's done with it and things. Everything we've tried to make it sort of fit into the shape of the car. The car runs on its own computer system that we had designed up for it. And and it's an all touchscreen system. It runs off everything and then a remote control if we're out of the car. It's a 351 Cleveland with NASCAR block. It's got a blown 871 supercharger, fuel injected. From the last test they did, there was approximately about 750 horsepower. I suppose I've always liked cars. I've always liked going fast in the cars and understanding how they work. I actually work in the building industry as well, so that's a male-dominated industry, so maybe it goes hand in hand. And you know, sort of to do it at this, you know, I'd feel very proud to win that Grand Champion.
I'm Jason Bella from Penrith, New South Wales, going for Best Original, hopefully. It's a windowless FJ panel van. It's still on 6-volt. This car's original. It's in a modified show, but yeah, hopefully it can bring some class back. It was my father's car. He passed away in 2005. We started building it together and he never got to see it finished. So it's in memory of him. I just wanted to make it the best I could. So that's pretty much where it is today. It's taken about between 5 to 8 years to build. It's just whenever I had time, and yeah, I ended up finishing it for my wedding.
it's overwhelming, like to get it here and to be competing with some of the best cars in Australia. No, it's pretty awesome, mate. Just a matter of trying to keep it clean. That's the hardest thing.
Hi, I'm Owen Webb. I'm Chief Steward here at Summernats 27, and I've been doing this for 27 years. The role of the Chief Steward here is to oversee all the judging, obviously look at all the elite cars, the street cars, the tough cars, they all come through this pavilion. It's Friday, we've already had one day of judging, had quite a few cars for yesterday, but we're up to the last couple of hours now, and we get a real influx of all the real elite cars. So we get through that, and then at 3 p.m, judging's finished, and all the cars come into this pavilion for the top 60 show tonight.
Well, it's a very difficult time. We're trying to work out who's the best and who's the best for what reason. So we don't want to make any mistakes. We want to get it 100% perfect.
What we've done is we've worked out the top 60 so we can get those up there, but now we're just working through all the categories. Ange, do you want to do that now?
Today's been nervous as anything, but yeah, to make top 60 is like the best feeling in the world.
It means everything, you know, like you build these cars as a dream, and it's a dream to go in there and make the top 60 at Summernats.
It took me 5 years to do the restoration on the car, so I've been sort of working towards it for 5 years. So
It's been a long time making it and building it. A lot of mates have helped out, and yeah, it just makes it all sort of worth it.
So you've been there, right?
Yeah.
The Grand Champion Award here, which is the pinnacle award at Summernats, it involves doing really well here in the judging pavilion, which is judged over 6 categories: body, paint, interior, engineering, engine bay, and of course the undercarriage. And then if they do really well there, they have to go out onto the oval and do 3 circuits of the Super Cruise, and then we go to a grass driving event. Then on Sunday morning, we actually have the Go Woe, and then who accumulates the most points in with the judging and then with the grass driving events, and the Go Woe is the Grand Champion overall. Of the top 10 last year, there's only 2 cars that have come back, so a lot of new cars. So we will be looking, I know Psycho has come to have a real shot at it this year. I think there might be a few surprises this year, some new cars that people don't know, so looking forward to it.
Oh, cheers, mate, eh? Way to go, Summernats!
Okay, name's Terry. Mate, we've got a 1968 Dodge Charger. I own a Matchbox car that I just wanted to turn into real life. And this is it. It's been 4 years since this car in the making. Started off as just a shell from South Australia, and since then it's just been transformed into what you see today with the help of some brilliant people. Engine-wise, it's got a blown Ray Barton 426 Hemi. Horses, I think we're sitting on at the moment about approximately 900. I think it was capable of about 1,000, but we had it turned down a bit, you know, just so it's a bit more streetable. I'm just a spectator in this. The true artists, if you want to call them, are the boys that worked on this. It's been a massive learning curve. It will continue to be a learning curve, and I'm just really kind of like both overwhelmed and humbled by the whole experience.
My name's Jason May. I'm from Muscle Garage in Adelaide. We're here at Summernats 2014 competing at in the Elite Hall. We're gone for top 60 and here we are. Look, it's something I've been chasing for a while. I've never had cars sort of in the category or being built for this specific area, but now that it's here and yeah, it's just a fantastic feeling. I've been here pretty well every year since 13 now, and this is the third time I've bought a car here.
A really special part of this event is the unveiling of the new cars. And we unveil the cars never seen before. Some of those cars have been 3, 4, even 5 years in the build and can spend up to $500,000 or even more. Fantastic.
I actually haven't seen them, but I have been talking to the owners and I'm really excited about what's under those covers.
My name's Simon Lombroso. It's the first unveil. I'm feeling really nervous, but yeah, excited as well.
It's a beautiful LC GDR Tirana, and just have a look. Oh, look, and we've even got a spider in there amongst there as well, so he likes it too. Anyone want to pick that up?
The car's been in the build for about 7 years. It's been a lot of work, a lot of late nights in the garage, a lot of early mornings. And what I've done is I've tried to keep it really original, but just really going to a high level of detail, smoothing everything, smoothing all the engine bay, doing all the gaps, just getting the paint right.
As I walk up here, and I don't even know what this car is, Richie, but it's already got my attention because the bulge in the bonnet.
My name's Steve Azzopardi. It's my first street machine I've ever built. Obviously got quite attached to it throughout the build, and yeah, just want to enjoy it now and cruise it with my family. Pretty nervous, but real excited as well.
And once again, have a look at it. This is the first that I've seen it. I'm impressed with this.
It's been a 7-year build, lots of late nights, lots of weekends.
My name's Philip Orlotta. Yeah, it's a very exciting, interesting car, definitely.
Have a look. Absolutely sensational Camaro. You can tell straight away that this is a race car.
It's got a 1005.8 cubic inch engine, naturally aspirated with EFI fuel injection on it. So, and an automatic gearbox. So it's completely different to having turbos or superchargers or nitrous. She made over 2,200 horsepower on the dyno. We run it in Sydney a month ago now, and we went 6.6, 215 straight off the trailer and shut it off early. It looks very sexy.
Hi, my name's Craig Hewitt. I'm unveiling a 2006 Monaro. I'm the owner of the car. It's a 2.5-year build. We built it purposely for drag racing, but we also wanted to keep the street car look. Many, many hours have been put into it, and I'm hoping that everybody likes what they see tonight.
Have a look at this, will you? Beautiful presentation. This is what they call a pro street style.
We've got a 1471 blown Hemi put into the engine bay, powered by a 2-speed power glide. It's built purposely to run in the Pro Street blown class with APSA, and we're hoping to get the #1 spot back.
I'm Paul Sean.
Once again, it's an iconic shaped vehicle, Chick.
We've put thousands of hours into this car to get it where it's at.
But you're going to look at this and think, wow, there's a lot of work gone into this.
Pretty excited about the unveil tonight. I think it's a little bit out of the square. There's a fair few mods in it for a street car, and it's powered by a 572 blown Hemi. Turbo 400 sheet metal 9-inch. Always good for customers to have their cars in front of the public eye and a bit of hype behind it.
I'm Joe Napoli. My car's a 38 International. I build cars for a living, like at home, and that's my own car. I build it for myself.
You know, we can look at the other cars under the covers and we can get a little bit of a hint. We think, okay, it looks kind of like this or kind of like this.
I don't think anyone will be able to know what it is. Like, I mean, it's a 38 International, but I don't think a guy that knows International will be able to pick it. It's taken me longer than other cars. This car's taken me probably a bit more than 3 years to get together, you know? Like, I could build them quicker than that, but it was a long time because of all the parts. We've been coming here for years and I'm proud.
My name's Steve Sarkis and my car's a 4-door LC Tirana. A little bit nervous at the moment, so just see what happens.
This gorgeous LC 4-door Tirana, beautiful presentation, neat, straight, tidy. It's just about presentation and attention to detail.
My car's unique because a lot of my guys in my workshop that work for me back in our skipping business did all the work in-house, and a lot of the boys put their their efforts and big hours into the vehicle to get it ready for Summernats this year.
I've been at the soccer. I was in Canberra and I was at the Summernats.
I'm Chris. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I play guitar and vocals in the Living End.
I'm Andy and I play drums.
G'day, I'm Scott and I play bass in the Living End. Where are we? What are we doing here? We're at the Summernats 2014. We've been meaning to do it for a few years, but we haven't been able to because we've had other commitments or whatever, and we're lucky enough to be able to finally make it here.
It's kind of like in that rockabilly rock and roll scene, it's about the music and the cars, and it's the whole package, the whole look. So we used to do a lot of things like this, and it's just kind of, you know, it's kind of our background, I suppose. The two go kind of hand in hand, and we've always wanted to be an energetic sort of band. Never really dabbled in too many ballads and stuff like
Dad, do you love your car? How much do you love your car? Proof that you love your car is if you look after it with the best car care products on the market. Maguire's. If you've spent thousands building your car, don't care for it with crap quality products. Look after it with the best. The best. You should also use the best to keep yourself clean. Super thick and sudsing. Whee! See this? This is the best. The best! Are these ads over yet? Seriously?
And it's Saturday morning, a big day, one of my favourite. What am I talking about? Every day's my favourite day. Today we will crown Miss Summernats for 2014. We'll find out, or we'll have the eliminations for the Burnout Masters, the Liquid Moly Burnout Masters, from 25 cars down to 10 cars to Sunday's competition. We've got the Super Cruise on tonight, and we're going to wrap up a big day today with the Potbellies on the main stage. I love Saturdays. It's a huge day. Get out there and enjoy it, won't you, while you're here at Street Machine Magazine, Summernats 27.
First of all, Shane, sorry about the microphone budget cuts. It's not like the big smooth ones they get on Channel 9, you know what I mean?
Oh,
But,
mate, it suits us down to the ground here.
It's even tape, but that doesn't matter. Now, just explain what is happening at Summernats here on this oval, the grass section. We've got some, it looks like some obstacle courses. Just explain what's happening here.
All right, so behind me we have what's called Motorcana. All the events that we have here are timed, so the guys try and do the best they can in the best time they can. So the one behind us over here is a cloverleaf pattern, so it's just in the car, around the cones, and out they go. Over here we've got to go forward, then we've got to do it in reverse, and then over on the far course we've got a what we call grab a flag, where we have two people in the car, the passenger rips off a flag, the driver drives in the next garage. So, you know, a bit like home, really.
That's great. I think Rob and I are going to have a go at the Grab a Granny event.
No. I've organised for you, my friend, to come in the car with me on this fully sick course here.
What? Relax, we stop. Shit! Oh, people! Oh! What the fuck? Yeah, look at this hot feet. Oh! Shit! Oh! Shit! What's the kid? There's a kid! Oh! I'm on board! I'm on board! Gonna vomit the kebabs coming up! That's it! Oh! Oh! Oh, top speed. Oh, get me out of here. Piss off. Daddy, mate. I'm gonna vomit. Sick. Kebabs coming up.
Paul Sutton from Orange, and just here for the Summernats for the first time with this car, just in the show and shine.
My name's Gina, I'm from Albion Park up in the Wollongong area, and I'm here at the Summernats to present my car and to show everyone the awesome sound-off system that I've got.
My name's Darren Davis, I'm from Orange, New South Wales. I've been coming here for a lot of years now, and this is my first attempt of having something cool, and it seems to have gone pretty good. It's a 1972 Monaro, two-door coupe, and I think the whole build cost me about $16.50. So that was it. I'm here having a good time for the grand price of $16.50.
My name's Nathan Borg. I've got my Datsun 1200 Ute, 1977. It's the first time here at Summernats. We made it to the top 60 and we'll see how we go. Well, mate, I bought it as my first car when I got my licence. And I spent about 12 months finishing it off. It was an unfinished project off my cousin. Basically, it was an original car when I bought it, but by the end of it, the only thing original still is the roof and the two doors. I pulled it off the road to just change the motor, and one thing led to another, and it took me about 3 goes to get this car the way I want it. We chopped it and redone things, different conversions, but yeah, basically it's just a ground up rebuild. It's powered by a 13B turbo, built by SDR. It's only got a run-in tune, but it would be good for 700 horse at the wheels. In the middle here, I got blood, sweat and tears, and mate, that's basically what it was all about. 8.5 years of just torture, but it pays off at the end, definitely. People appreciating the car, I think, is the biggest reward at the end of the day.
Mark Gibbons from Brisbane, and here to smash some tyres off. So, and it's all about just having fun and keeping it off the street.
I don't think these types of cars have a bad reputation. Because, I mean, I've had this car registered as a modified car since 1991. I've never ever been pulled up in it, like when I've driven it around.
Street machining gets a really bad rap due to a few morons, which is probably like everything, and only takes 5% to ruin 95% of the rest of us. It's because you're out there in society, and they go, look at that bloke with that bright, noisy car. He's a wanker, or hoon is what they want to call you, and I hate it.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, should you? You know, you might think because of what people do or look might be just, you know, antisocial, but in fact it's people having fun.
There's 100,000 people gather over 3 days to see some of the most unbelievable cars ever created in Australia. In short, a fantastic experience.
Dad. 50 years. That is years and years and years of making the best air filters in the world. If you need a filter for your car, air filter, cabin filter, oil filter, go to knn.com or go to your local stockist. Superior airflow, superior performance, superior.
It is Radio Rev Head from 4 o'clock this afternoon. Liquimolly National Burnout Masters Eliminations. Well done to the guys that got the wild card. This is going to be an awesome competition this afternoon. Really looking forward to that.
The burnout scene's becoming, it's almost the way drag racing was in America in the 60s. The drag races were identities and people followed them and they went around on these match racing tours. Burnouts in Australia is reaching that point where these guys all have their own identities, they all have their own followings, they go to all kinds of regional areas to perform, and it's just amazing that it has become this thing when there's no sanctioning body, maybe because there's no sanctioning body. It's just something people want to do, people love to look at, who knows where it's going to go.
I think it's the professionalism of the presentation. You know, we've seen in previous years where you've got a lot of guys that literally, you know, build cars to go and do burnouts, but the presentation level these days is so much greater. We're seeing effectively, you know, $100,000 show cars where these guys are putting it all on the line. They're coming out, it's all or nothing, and you know, they're coming out to put on a show basically.
With Haltech, you unlock the power. With everything from universal ECU kits, plug and play kits, to dashes, gauges, merchandise, and more. Have a look at this. Oh my gosh, have a look at that. Buttons, nice. Haltech.com. That's it. .com.
Summernats! Especially cut for Summernats. The ringer makes it the best. It's the best. It's the best melody for sure. Thanks, guys.
It's all happening down on Tough Street. You want to see what Summernats is all about? Get down there because it is going off like the proverbial frog in a sock.
Tough Street is some of the burnout competitors. It's also guys who build, they're not particularly into burnouts, but they want to own a blind injected car. If they lived in America, they could own that. And if they're in Texas, they could drive it down the main street and the cops would wave at them. In Australia, you can't do that, so they come here, they can lap Summernats, misbehave a little bit, have a great time.
I'm the Security Operations Manager here for Summernats, and you're in the Event Control Command Centre. Can you go to Gate 1 and assist Green 1, thanks, Green 1 there. The primary function of this centre, both operationally and functionally, it's probably the operational nerve centre. Typical Saturday afternoon at Summernats, I don't think there's such a thing. It's a very challenging event. The amount of people that we get and the volume and the safety aspect that we try and portray is quite a challenging aspect of Summernats because of the amount of people and the enthusiasm with cars.
Female having an asthma attack at the V8 bar.
Does the ambos know that? Response times is incredibly quick. Most of the time when we record incidents within the ambulance or the fire is they're within minutes.
Event control, call sign asking for police assistance.
The police force realistically over the last sort of 3 or 4 years have been integrating excellent with Summernats. We've been building that relationship, you know, both from the police side and the security side, and they've been a fantastic resource and support. In saying that, they keep a low profile. They let our security deal with those incidents. If we need them, they are willing, able and ready to attend.
Dave, can we make that urgent for the police to go Gate 4?
Yep. Apparently it's escalating a bit, if you can let them know.
We're not the fun police, we're certainly not that. People come here, they're very passionate about their motor cars, but we're passionate about keeping them safe and keeping them on the roads and keeping everybody having a great time. It's just the marriage between the both which is quite challenging.
Summernats! I'd just like to say I'm a proud member of the Summernats community. Been coming here for the last 13 years. All I've got to say to the crowd is, Summernats, come on!
Tonight is the highlight of the Street Machine magazine, Summernats. It is the PPG Vibrance Super Cruise time. This is the really fun part. We'll get the sponsors' cars out, we'll get some of the top 60, we'll get some of our Burnout Masters coming out, and then we'll just get some of the really cool stuff that's been cruising around all weekend. And we'll just get them out, show them off, and show everybody just how great this event is. It's a really big part of the night.
Peter Fitzpatrick decided this afternoon that he wasn't going to have a shot at Grand Champion. He's won it 7 times before and decided to give the other contenders a go.
To win the Grand Champion, you've got to score well in the judging, you've got to score well in People's Choice, and you've got a couple of driving events. And tonight we're going to see them out on the grass, a little bit of a slalom course. They'll be slipping and sliding around the place, kicking up some dust, having some fun. And then tomorrow we'll see them out on the Go-Woe track, and at the end of the day, we'll have a Grand Champion.
Well, there's 10 cars, and if you can see a little bit there behind me, there's the Psycho Falcon is probably the favourite at the moment because it got top judged and done really well in People's Choice. The Charger, the real nice Dodge Charger, it done really well, and that little red Datsun Ute, I reckon it's a bit of a sneaky one.
Yeah, it's been a dream run. Didn't expect it. We made top 10, so we're going to go for Grand Champion.
We are definitely wanting to give it a go. I just think it wouldn't be right not to. It'd be a nice icing on the cake, but mate, whatever happens, happens. We're here to have fun. We're having lots of fun. Today was a dream, and yeah, mate, we're going for it all the way.
This afternoon was a great achievement for all the effort that family and friends have put into the car. And, so a few more boxes ticked, but yeah, there's still some work to be done tonight.
All right, guys, the first thing is well done for doing what you're doing and where you've got. I've got you parked fairly closely together, so as you're called up to start, please respect the car behind you. Everybody's put a lot of hard work in. For those of you who want to, flash it out and skid it out on the back part of it, it's not a problem. Those of you who just want to drive it, you just drive it, okay?
Hi, I'm Danny McDessie. I own Custom Bodyworks in Bankstown in Sydney. This is Henry Perry's FB Holden. This FB Holden is one of a kind. It's got an LS1 in it. It's got aircon power steering, Harrop brakes. It basically works like a brand new Commodore. That's what the owner wanted, Henry Perry. This car is sentimental to Henry. His mother used to own this car, bought it brand new, give it to Henry. So his ultimate dream was to get it the way he wanted it. He wanted like a late model car, but in old school fashion. Henry is a pretty sick man. He's been in and out of hospital. The poor bloke's got cancer. So we just wish him all the best, and it'll be nice for him to come out in a big way and take the Grand Champion. There's a lot of competitors, it's pretty hard. So if we were to win it, it'd be great for Henry and the history this car's got. It just mean a lot to him.
Yeah.
Dad. What is canna, you ask? I'm going to read this to you. Hang on. Canna is the Dutch expert in cultivating your favourite crops. Eh? The green stuff. I mean capsicums, tomatoes. Welcome to a new way of growing that is all about passion, love for plants, and achieving the best results in the easiest way. Canna. Whether it's capsicums, roses, broccoli, or anything else plant-based, eh? Hang on. Visit canna.com.au. Hang on, I've got another bottle here. Brown stuff. Let's have a smell. You're the first to open this. Yeah, man.
Glass bottles, alcohol, can you please take it back to your vehicle now? Anything else that should not be brought on site, again, remove it.
Tony Chico, I am the Perimeter and Gate Supervisor Manager, looking after all entry points throughout the whole complex and ticket box areas and the general public around the outside. It's been a great week, I've been doing this now for 26 out of the 27 years, and by that said, this is probably the best run event that I have had the privilege of working at.
Enjoy the day, guys. Keep that sunscreen happening.
99.5 FM, it is Radio Revhead, proudly supported, of course, by Canberra's own 104.7 FM. How you feeling this morning? A little bit tardy after last night. It was a big night, and we're in for a big day today. Summernats Grand Champion. Now, I don't know if you know or not, but we could be looking for the very first female Grand Champion. Good luck, Lisa Chinook. There's a couple of newbies that are nipping at your heels as well. It's going to be an interesting time. We'll see what happens a little later on. And, of course, the Liquimolly Burnout Masters. We are down to 10. Who's going to take out that crown? It's going to be a big day today. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting. Get out, enjoy it. Street Machine Magazine, Summernats number 27, proudly supported by Rare Spares.
Here we are, Sunday morning at the Burnout track. Last night we had the grass driving event, and this morning all that nervous energy here, they're running off for the go-woe for the Grand Champion. We've got 8 cars heading for the Grand Champion. This is the go-woe. They start here on this yellow line behind us, and they've got to stop in between the 2 yellow lines at the other end. See, it takes about 8 seconds. This year there's a huge amount of diversity, and interestingly enough, it will come down to the go-woe to decide the Grand Champion. I have 2 vehicles here on equal points, another one 1 point behind, so bring it on.
Did all right, mate. We, I'm guessing probably midfield. We got some good cars up against us, and they did very well, mate. So hats off to them. If I walk away with Grand Champion, mate, I will take my clothes off. I'll attempt a backflip, and yeah, run up and down the burnout pad just screaming like a little girl.
Summernats 27, it's my 24th Summernats. My name's Dirty Pierre. If you haven't seen the old videos, blowers, burnouts and boobs, you won't know who I am. But if you've been coming recently, you would have seen my t-shirts and singlets. It's the blowers, burnouts and boobs shirt. I raise money for the Rescue Helicopter Service, and these shirts are made in Australia, good Aussie made shirts, autographed by Dirty Pierre. Come to the Summernats, have a great time.
I'm Deb Myers, known as Ma, and yeah,
wife to the Burnout King, Gary Myers. The setup here is we class it as VIP. We have the best of the best here, and we look after them. We feed, drink them, breakfast, lunch, and tea, and they. All the guys here say that they're looked after better than what they are at home.
We have entrants from all over Australia. We've got a couple from WA here, and last year we had eight WA cars in our marquee. So yeah, we just help out with a lot of the interstaters to come over and have a good spot and enjoy Summernats.
Yeah, we work really hard here. Besides getting ready for Summernats, you know, we run 4 shows around Australia as well, and yeah, we work 24/10. We're so proud of Jake. You know, he's 17, and we bought this car when we were 17 on P plates, and we've given him the car, and he's a good lad, and he's so humble to be out there and skid with all these guys that he looks up to, and he's known him since he was in nappies, and yeah, he's just blown away.
Made it into the top 10 Burnout Masters yesterday, so I'm pretty pumped to go out there and go as hard as I can today and try and beat Dad.
He's actually handling it better than me. Yeah, no, he's cool. He's just wrapped that he can go out there and skid, and double whammy, you know, he's done 2 skids already, and now he's in the top 10 in the Masters.
And
so
surprisingly, he's more relaxed than most of these veterans that have done it for.
He's actually more relaxed than his dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm feeling alright. I've been in a few burnout cars, so I'm pretty much used to it. It's all about getting out there and having fun with each other, so just out there for your mates and yeah, kill tyres.
Yeah, I'd love him to win or just place in the top 3. That's all we want to do.
Between father and son, I reckon the son. Yeah.
I think Jake might have it too.
Yeah, yep, for sure. And their rivalry, that's what they're about. They're out there having fun, and they're not really concerned about the other competitors because that's their thing between each other. So it'll be a good ride home tonight. Might have to turn the GoPro on and see how they go. Yeah.
The Grand Champion, while it's the pinnacle of everything that's Summernats, it's going to look good, be an amazing elite car, and be genuinely drivable. Now this car that has won this award is certainly that. It's fully engineered in New South Wales. It was cutting laps at Northbourne Avenue on Thursday night. It is Henry Parry's FB Holden. We're going to receive officially from Sid Henry. Sid Henry Parry, winner of FB Holden.
For this man, Henry Parry, this is the most important thing to me. It's been an honour to grab this sword for him, mate. It's all for him. Henry, mate, the love is there. Mate, I'll do anything for you. You know we're here. The next car, mate. Open hands, we're here for you, buddy. God bless you.
That's a great run. What about put your hands together for Daniel Locke? He takes out 6-cylinder match.
History of the car was my old man's in 1970, bought it new. It's been in the family since then. We used to drive down to Cowra, New South Wales every year in it. Used to be white with a 245 Hemi. Dad's been gone 10 years now, but if he knew what I've done to it, I don't know whether he'd be happy or whether he'd shoot me. But yeah, it's all good. Mum's pretty proud of me, so I'd like to thank my mum and my family and everybody who's supporting me. So I'm real stoked and real chuffed at the moment.
Okay, the competition's going to happen. It's going on. It's tears tooth to tooth. It's Holden. It's Ford. We're going to find out very shortly.
I didn't think I was going to end up going this far. Like I said, yeah, we were just doing it for a bit of a stuff round to see what was going to be around. You know, by some unfortunate happenings, we've got ourselves on top. And you look, I'm pretty happy. It's good to surprise people with what a 6-cylinder XR6 can do.
Dad. Oil change, rattle gun, gaskets, a battery, disc brakes, spark plugs. What do you need? Burson Auto Parts have more than 180 auto parts stores in Australia. They've been in the game for around 50 years. Don't turn up at Summernats in January with a box. Get that sorted, mate. Get your car fixed, repaired, ready to smash skids. You don't want to blow a wheel bearing on Skid Row, eh? You want to smash tyres like a mad dog. If you need help, call 1300 Burson or visit burson.com.au. Now, Dad. I used to work in a panel shop as a spray painter. True story. I used to turn up to work early every single day. One day I was 10 minutes late. The boss said to me, "Why are you late?" And because I was a young smart I said, "You never thank me when I'm 15 minutes early." Not only did that go down like a mouth full of nails, I had to wash the entire complex for a week. And I was a painter. I wanted to paint. And our paint supplier at the time was PPG. These guys. So if you want to use the best paint in the world, don't be a smart to your boss. Be nice. Be kind. PPG. Get the finish on your car that you need. Shiny. Shiny.
Here we go, we're set for the Liqui-Moly Burnout Masters. This is the final. We have got 10 of the toughest. We started with 26 cars, we're now down to 10. This man right here is from South Australia. It is Dave Cafone with one fat rack. And you've got to say, this certainly is a great way to kick off the show. Of course, the 71 Chevrolet Chevelle, it is a absolute toughie. You can see just by how much smoke this thing makes. And of course, Dave Cafone, he's been around the country, he's certainly done lots of tours, and it's paid off for him because he has made this final 10 cars in the Liqui-Moly Burnout Masters. Working the centre of that Liqui-Moly power pit pad right there at the moment. That's where they get into the donuts. Of course, donuts being the circular motion, and plenty of smoke to be made as he whips it around once again. Now, Dave Cafone, as I mentioned, from South Australia, he was second in the Summernats Burnout Comp last year, and that's what cemented his place here in 2014. Whoa, he gets it really close to one of those concrete barriers, but he's certainly steered the thing very nicely back into the centre, and driver control, that's what we're looking at right here. Dave Cafone, he's done what he came to do, smashes the set of tyres, and he's very happy about it. The crowd going nuts out here, and that is a solid start to the Liqui-Moly Burnout Masters Finals. Here he comes, Killer B, Steve Nogas out of Melbourne, this 2010 model Chevrolet Camaro. Whoa, he's turned it around early up there. Normally you get the run off just on and off the throttle there. He's off it. He's got himself a bit of a problem there. You need to try and keep that momentum, that consistency going, and that has failed him, unfortunately. Hardware-wise, 632 cubic inches of Merlin big block, and this Chevrolet Camaro debuted back in 2012, and it certainly has showed and turned the heads on and off the burnout pad. Last year, didn't contest this event. He was one of the track helpers. Now he's starting to really give this thing an absolute hiding. You can guarantee that he's not happy at the fact that the earlier discrepancy of getting off the throttle and having to get the car settled before he got back on the loud pedal, that will be playing on his mind, and he will definitely be torturing this thing as hard as he can to try and make up for that earlier issue. Getting that beautiful Camaro really close to those concrete barriers, they are unforgiving. If you tag these concrete barriers,
it's going to hurt not only the ego, but also the back pocket. So Steve Nogas working the centre of the donut pad. He's had a couple of close calls out near those concrete barriers. And that's another one. Whoa, check out how close that was. He wouldn't know from inside the car that it was as close as we've just seen. In fact, we see a little bit of the bumper hanging off both the back and side of the car. I don't know, in fact, if he has tagged the wall somewhere along there in amongst the smoke. The tyres starting to get very, very low now. You can see not as much smoke coming from them. And, of course, that's when he's looking to wrap this up and blow the tyres off the back of this beautiful Camaro. Running for Crystal Limousines, his own business in Melbourne. And you can hire one of these cars just like this, the 2010 Camaro from his business. Now, how much longer can he sustain putting this big block, supercharged, injected monster through the punishment that he is? Now we see the wispy smoke. Not too much tread left on those tyres. And the judges, they're looking to see him with nothing left but steel rims. Just working the figure 8 back and forth. And I think we are just about done. The door comes open. Hey, how about that, Summernats? What do you think? Because Steve takes his time getting out of the car. There you go. Steve Nogas from Victoria. One of the toughest. Look at the carnage. The back of that car, totally destroyed. The young gun now. This is the youngest member to make the Liqui Moly Burnout Masters. Jake Myers from Narrandera. He's on his P-plates, just 17 years of age. Talk about a high-speed tip-in for a young man that has just got his licence. He drives like a professional, like he's been doing this for the past 10 years. Now, how did he get into the Burnout Masters? Quite easy. He earned his spot at the wildcard, the My Quit Buddy last qualifying chance on Thursday. And that's how we see him mixing it up with many of the seasoned performers. Arms out the window. He's loving the entire time. And of course, certainly one of the biggest crowds that he has ever smashed tyres in front of. Look at the concentration from the youngster. He's just finished school. And I was looking to see, now he's just inherited, I was looking to see if he tagged that wall there, but he didn't. He's just finished school, as I mentioned, and he's looking to get himself an apprenticeship in graphic arts and vinyl, and it certainly shows with that great livery on board this 1966 Ford Mustang. Originally his dad's car. He's had this car, his father, since he was 17, and when young Jake turned 17, he handed the keys over. On and off the throttle, you see the injector hat doors springing open and closed. And he's going to stay with this the whole way. The smoke is starting to dissipate a little. You can see that there is not much left there whatsoever. But he is not going to get out of it. And I think we have seen a new star in the making right here. Up on top of the guard and the injector hat. Jumps off. What a great run from this rookie, son of Gary Myers. Speaking of young guns, Craig Whittett with the Cutsick VK Commodore. We talk about tip-ins. This guy is very quickly becoming one of the guys to beat when it comes to the tip-in score. Once again, right out near there, many of these pro guys in the Liqui Moly Burnout Masters are getting their cars so close to the concrete barriers, it isn't funny. Big RPM. This 364 cubic inch LS2 V8 powered Commodore, really with some insane RPM there. Now the judges love high RPM, but the engine builders don't. These engines are stressed highly when they're looking at 8,000 plus revs per minute. Let's have a listen to Craig Whittett because he is really wringing this thing's neck. making about 850 horsepower to the rear treads. He is definitely working every bit of the pad, and of course the judges look for that as well. Full use of the pad, and he's once again done what he came to do. Smashes tyres, blows both off the back, and the post-burnout celebrations continue to get larger and much more extravagant here in the Liqui Burnout Masters Final 10.
Anest Iwata. What is that, you say? Listen, Anest Iwata brings to the Australian market a wide range of equipment for the spraying of liquid coatings. Nice. These may be for automotive uses, both at production and refinish levels. They can even supply equipment for the beauty and film industries where it is possible to spray makeup, airbrush fingernails, body art, and spray on imitation suntans. Because who wouldn't want to have a suntan, right? Yeah.
Fred Watson from Western Australia. The number plate on the car says VIA. That's exactly what he's trying to instill into all of his competitors, fellow competitors, here at the Liqui Burnout Masters. Fred is a real connoisseur of the burnouts. He travels from Perth. He did a 10,500 kilometre round trip up to Cairns just to compete in one burnout comp and then travelled all the way home. This striking Holden CB8 Monaro. Got flameage out the back. He'll have to... Oh, and it's big flame too. He's going to have to watch that because the fire marshals will shut him down. He's not scoring any points with the judges at the moment. The flames, they were huge, and you can see the rear bumper bar of this Monaro destroyed. The guys from Gas 78, as we have a little look at the replay here, man, that is as big a fire as you get mid-burnout from any of these cars. And Fred had no option but to shut it down. Wow, I just can't believe how much flame he had. Now, why do we get flame? It's a build-up of unburnt fuel that comes out and, of course, mixes with the hot temperatures of the tyre. And that's what erupts the flames. Now, Fred can't win the burnout competition because of the fact that he's stopped halfway through it, but what a showman. He's going on to continue, and Fred, he's an excitable young man. Have a look at this, he gets out, throws the helmet back into the car, and looks at the damage, surveys what has to be repaired once he returns to WA. That was a great one from Fred Watson. Now, from Lightning Ridge, it is Matt Power, T for Tough. T for Tough, it is certainly by nature and by name. Although he's got himself into a really hard position here. As I mentioned earlier, you normally go with the run down the chute and tip it in at high speed into the middle of the donut pad. But he has really got himself into a precarious position where he just can't escape it. He is literally going from barrier to barrier with this HQ1 tonner. Got all the good gear, 540 cubes of big block Chev, and he really hasn't had the opportunity to get the thing out into some open asphalt to try it right out. But technically, man, he is keeping this thing off those concrete barriers because you do lose points for tagging the walls here at the Liqui Burnout Masters. Well, we've gone from an onboard shot to curb cam by the look of that. He has tagged the wall. He's knocked our camera clean off, and now he's back working where he wanted to be originally. This is where he was trying to make his way down into the centre, but unfortunately for Matt Power, it just wasn't to be. Second last year, he wanted to step up and be the number one in 2014, but unfortunately, I think that is certainly going to hurt him where he got stuck. And as I mentioned, it was so technical up at the top end of the track there, but it just isn't to be. Not his year, although his passenger, he's pretty excitable. So Matt Power with T for tough. You can see that he's not celebrating like some of the other cars that drivers we've seen. The Master, Gary Myers, he was the first ever to win the Burnout Masters way back in 2004, some 10 years ago. And here he is still competing. Now, we saw his son, Jake, out in this car earlier. It's doing dual driving duties this weekend because both Jake and Gary are giving this thing an absolute hiding at maximum RPM. A real testament to the engine builder to be able to keep a car together and come out and perform like this, not once, but twice. Gary Myers making his way back up towards the start line. Spins it around. Now, once again, driver control, top notch. He's made his way down into the donut pad, and then he's gone back to use a little bit of previous real estate that we've seen him on. Looking a little lost there, Gary, trying to find his way out. Now, that's reverse gear. That will also hurt the King, trying to swing on that steering wheel, banks it into top gear, jumps on the throttle once again, and away he goes. Well, that is certainly a shame because prior to that little indiscretion of him looking for reverse gear, the thing was absolutely singing. 302 cubic inches of Ford Windsor. It's only new with the injector hat. Used to be a blown carbureted combination. And Gary, this is an all-new deal. He's had this car since he was 17, and he's driven it with the blower for many, many years in burnout competitions, but certainly not as powerful as this. And I think he knows, he gets out, and of course to his adoring fans, Gary Myers, he is still the people's king.
Canberra, ACT, home to Parliament House, home to the Australian War Memorial. This is an important place. Canberra is important. Telstra Tower, Fishwick adult shops, and in January, some of the best burnouts you'll ever see. We'd like to invite you to come to Canberra because they look after us and we want you to look after them. And because they look after us, it means we can look after you in January for 4 days at the best car festival in the world. Josh Bennis, Canberra.
Earning his place here in the Burnout Masters is Gareth Kerr with the blown ute from Victoria. Was third in the Summernats Burnout competition in 2013. That's what's brought him to the main stage this weekend. Great start from the blown ute. Really, really strong RPM. As you can see, lots of smoke. He tips it in at a medium speed. A nice controlled effort from Gareth Kerr. Another of those big engine combinations, 510 cubic inches of big block Chevrolet. He's got the 871 blower shop supercharger and that big carbon fibre hat on top. Now, Gareth Kerr, he is creating a smoke storm and a half, and he looks to be doing it so easy. Got the arm like he's the queen out the window. although I certainly wouldn't be calling him a queen. He's driving this thing like a king. Plenty of style. Really keeping the thing with a nice wide donut. He's not tipping it in hard and spinning it around on the spot. He's used every bit of the pad, and he's used every last bit of rubber off the back of the car, and he is one happy camper up on the barrier, looking for as much applause from the crowd as possible. Now he plays to the other side. That was Gareth Kerr from New South Wales. Here comes Donnie Elphick, a former burnout master in On Bok. This XY Falcon. Some would say it's absolute sacrilege to be putting a classic vehicle like this through its paces. But Donnie loves nothing better than to come out and smash a set of tyres every now and then. He's had about 9 months break from the scene, and now he's returned as one of the Burnout Masters in 2014. And I tell you what, for a bloke that's had a bit of a break, man, he is putting on a killer show. Working that steering wheel, you see the lock to lock. He's really driving the wheel off this thing. And the RPM, the stress levels that he is putting this little 302 Windsor through is abnormal. Big RPM, pushing this thing to about 8,500 RPM, and I think On Bok is done. And the crowd giving him plenty of love. Well, that's 9 down. We have got just 1 to go in the Liqua Moly Burnout Masters. He's known as Mad Mick Brasher in U-Legal. This little high-revving, small block Chevrolet-powered KE20 Corolla. No care taken whatsoever as he turns it in. Now, a brand new paint job and whole new guys for Mick Brasher this weekend. He's gone back to the nanny white with this car, complete with white wall tyres, the Venetian blind. It's back to very much how it pretty much would have rolled off the showroom floor, minus that engine. And Mad Mick is one that will always give 110%. Hailing from Taree in New South Wales, this car makes about 900 horsepower, and look at that smoke content. I think Mick getting a little lost in there at the moment. Banging on and off the throttle. He's really looking to try and step up from last year. He came 10th in the Burnout Masters. It's short, it's sharp, it's very sweet. The door swings open, and the man, known as Mad Mick Brasher, is out to celebrate in style. A proud Aussie, and of course the originator of the Aussie finger in the world of burnouts. A great run from Mick Brasher to wrap up the Masters.
Oh, it's pretty intense, but looks like there's a bit of oil down out there. It's pretty slippery. It's a bit hard to get the car where I wanted to go, but I just tried to do what I could.
Well, I guess you figured out we've got the free vest.
Oh, I'm pumped, man. I'm sweating. I can't believe, man. Absolutely awesome, man. Sick. Love it.
Now we've got to determine in what order the three vests are there.
I'm glad the wind was there to help me out. I don't think I got caught. Big RPM. The crowd just pumps me up. Yeah, had a blast. Had a blast.
Third place. Give it up for Craig Burnett.
Okay. That leaves you two, doesn't it?
If I say Gareth Kerr is in second place, that makes Mick Brasher number 1!
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting Summernats and the burnout scene. We are not hoons, we are car enthusiasts.
Summernats 27, there was plenty of special moments. I actually think that the car that won Grand Champion is probably one of the best for quite a while. And the reason for that is that it's a car that can be registered, it's actually engineered, it's elite in almost every standard, and then he got out there and he actually won it by driving it. He won second in the grass event and first in the go-wow on the tar. So I just think that is a real highlight for me.
Summernats 27 has been just another fantastic event. It's been a great affirmation of the street machining community and the street machine lifestyle. The people who've come here, all over 103,000 of them this year, with more than 1,800 cars, have just again demonstrated what the street machine community is about. It's about passion, commitment and love of the automobile. You know, I think the evolution of the Summernats over the last few years comes from the community itself. I think that the people who are into cars want a place to come and celebrate and have fun. And I think that the Summernats over the last couple of years has really gotten back to basics on that. We've made the event get back to what it is really about, which is about cars. And I guess finally we just got to pay credit to the street machine community who just keep turning up and blowing us away every single year with the creativity and excitement and passion that they feel for what they do. And we're just lucky to be able to showcase it.
Have some fun.
Oh, I got an enemy, but I filled in the hole. Where is the standing? Stop me and the stitches in my back. I'll be friends so you can see it. I'll remain my enemy. I got an enemy, yeah.
What year is it? 24? 25? Summernats brute horsepower lick my butt.